episode of The Grapevine. I'm Marina.
I'm Susie.
Hi, I'm Reham.
And as you can see, we're not inside the studio. We're outdoors and we're celebrating the holidays.
Yes, we're here in Altamont Spring, Florida. It's a beautiful weather, beautiful day.
Well, let's get started. Let's get excited and talk to some of the locals and see how they celebrate and what their New Year's resolution is. We're here with Hunter Peck and we're asking him, how do you celebrate New Year's Eve?
Well, we normally celebrate with my family, cooking. We have a big dinner and then a big party afterwards.
We actually have a fun tradition of a bunch of our friends go to our friend's house and we have a big party every New Year's and we all bring our Christmas trees and we have a huge bonfire and burn all the Christmas trees and it's fun.
So how
time.
high does that fire get? Because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they have a hose just in case anything, but it's huge. I don't even know how high.
That's really cool. I've never heard of anything like that before, but it sounds like a really fun tradition. How long have you been doing it?
Quite a few years now. They've probably been doing it like 10 years, I would say.
Wow,
yeah.
That's really good.
I usually just get together with my friends. We go to dinner. We just kind of have fun all together.
Very nice.
Very simple.
Very nice.
Yep.
New Year's, I'll celebrate it with family. We'll probably get together, have some champagne, wait and watch the ball drop.
Well, typically we go back to Boston and
Is that where you're from?
spend it, yeah, and spend it.
Nice.
Spend Christmas there and then New Year's as well.
Very good. Are you going this year?
No, it's our first year in Orlando. Yeah.
You live here now?
We do. The whole family lives here.
Usually with friends. Sometimes I'm kind of boring, I guess. I don't go out and drink that much or anything crazy. I just kind of hang out with friends.
You're talking to the Christian Youth Channel. That is not boring for us. We actually like to hear that, so that's good
Okay,
news.
good, yeah. I don't really party so much. I don't like it. But you know, spend time with family or friends if you can.
Great. Is that a tradition you've always done? Or were you like, did you used to drink a lot, or did you just always work kind of?
Well, I try to stay in shape, and alcohol is not the best for staying. So I don't smoke or drink or anything like that. But I mean, I've had a beer before, but I just don't drink alcohol regularly, and I don't usually go out and party. If I'm going to spend time with my family, I'm going to do it like together. Maybe we'll go see fireworks or something like that.
Normally I go over to visit my parents and we have a little mini fireworks display.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions this year?
I do. I do plan on graduating college next year, and there are a couple of industry certifications I want to get for network engineering. So they're my goals.
Yeah, to lose weight and graduate college.
Oh, wow.
Probably lose about 5 pounds.
Everyone we've been asking, so it's either weight or 2 people have said they want to graduate college, so that's really good. So are you usually successful at carrying out those resolutions, or do you have some failures?
The older you get, the harder it is. I won't deny that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably lose some of that weight, right? Like over the holidays, you gain some anyways because you're around family and there's turkey and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Every year it's always got to get to the gym, lose the weight. I hope for the continued good health of my family and my friends. I hope for prosperity within my life and the lives of everyone.
Well, we are building a house, my husband and I, right now. So that'll be done in February. So we're really looking forward to that this New Year's. So, I mean, it's not really a resolution, but that's the big thing that's happening this New Year.
I didn't have a specific New Year's resolution.
You didn't?
But it was, mainly to see family as much as I could.
Spend more time with
I think
family?
we were able to do that this year.
Very good,
Yeah.
very good.
My New Year's resolution is to, well, of course, lose weight, but it's mostly work towards a better career.
Okay.
I just started here, so my career here, I want to get a full-time here.
Okay.
Try to, kind of better my life in that.
Okay.
And try to move in with my boyfriend.
I could shave a few pounds off.
Okay, that's always a good one. You cannot go wrong with that one.
And have you had other resolutions from the past that you've been successful at and some that not so much?
I have.
Yeah. Can
I've
you tell
lost
us
a bunch of weight in the past. Just try and be a better person every day.
Right. Anything about electronics? That's usually the ones I always hear.
About
cutting down on like Facebook or YouTube or social media or just holding your phone all the time.
that's kind of my industry, so I might have to stick to the standard.
That's true.
Last year, I went out on my own, like I don't work at a salon anymore. I work at my own studio, so that was a big goal that I accomplished. And now I have 2 kids. I had a kid actually 2 months ago in October.
Wow. You look
She's
great.
over there.
You look great, Caitlin.
My husband. So So I would say I met a lot of, I guess, work-related goals. Yeah, yeah.
That's great. So we just visited and talked with some of the locals here and asked them some of their New Year's traditions and how they celebrate. What do you guys think? Did you meet any, did you hear any interesting?
Well, I was kind of surprised that nobody said that they go to church on New Year's. Not one person said. They said, oh, we go and we wait and we eat and we watch the ball or whatever. Somebody said that, and somebody said that they just spend time with their family and that's great. They spend time with their family, but nobody goes to church.
It's true. Yeah, you don't hear too much. I mean, that's definitely, I would say, a Coptic Orthodox thing. And it could be all Orthodox, but definitely a Coptic Orthodox thing where they go to church. I know growing up here in the United States, I never had any friends that were going to church on New Year's Eve.
I don't even think churches have services on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Unless maybe Catholic.
Yeah,
well, in Egypt, the Catholic churches did.
Did they?
I remember that.
Yeah, I would have thought the Catholics.
But I don't know if they have that option here, to be honest, which is unfortunate. Usually New Year's Eve in people's mind linked to going out and partying and drinking, but we're different. We don't do that.
Yeah, actually a lot of people we met, they weren't talking about drinking, which I thought, hey, maybe people are changing. Maybe they're sobering up a little bit, which is kind of good. And yeah, a lot of them didn't seem too excited, or some of them didn't really have New Year's resolution. A lot of them wanted to graduate from college. I thought that's a pretty amazing resolution, and hopefully they get that one filled or resolved, or what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure.
Accomplished.
Accomplished. There you go.
I think
set those goals.
Yeah, I think that they like you said, no one was really into it. I think that people had more to say about Christmas than they did New Year's.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't do resolutions and I just go out with my family. That's all they really said. They didn't really.
I forgot to ask you guys earlier, what are your New Year's resolutions this year? Do you have one?
I don't have a specific one, no.
I really just, honestly, I mean, this is kind of basic, but I just kind of try to be better, I guess. I mean,
That's a
who
good
doesn't?
one.
But
I think around New Year's, I'm more thankful and more thoughtful of the past year than the coming one, usually.
Right.
I was like, thank God it was a good year, it passed safely, we're all doing well and healthy, and we're still here together.
Right. I actually do have it. I actually
have one?
And I haven't had for years, but it's to put down the electronics. I really have to put down the electronics. And I don't do it where I'm like, oh, let me watch YouTube videos for entertainment. It's more like I'm on there doing research, or I'm listening to news or something. So it has become very addictive. So this year, the goal is to lessen that addiction and put down the electronics and really value the time I have with the kids and with Jimmy and all of my family.
We'll see how you do.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll come back here next year, same time. You test me and ask me if I've accomplished that goal, if I've set that mark and met it.
I am sure you will. Sure you will.
Before we get to talking to them, I would love to know how you guys celebrate Christmas.
Oh, we celebrate Christmas twice. We love it so much. So God gave us a bonus.
Yeah.
We celebrate the 25th, and then we, of course, do the January 7th.
Great, great. So do you guys have traditions?
Lots
Any
of traditions.
special traditions?
We eat food and we have a party. A couple times really, we've done, it really depends, but sometimes we do a Secret Santa, sometimes we'll have a gift exchange.
Yes.
And we'll have a party at our house.
Yes.
And we'll decorate the house before.
Decorating, putting up the Christmas tree and all the lights, going to watch the Nutcrackers.
That's good.
One of my favorite things to do before Christmas. I like to go out of town the weekend before Christmas. We love to go to the Gaylord. Matter of fact,
Palms.
we just came back.
How was ice?
It was great. It was
Cold.
nice.
I've never
Very,
gone.
very
Every
cold.
year I say I'm gonna go and I'm like,
No, you
I'm not
should.
gonna do it.
No, you should. This year is really cute. And the place is beautiful and
Yeah.
very much decorated and beautiful. So
It always looks great in the pictures, but then I'm like, you know, with the little
Yeah.
kids, I feel like they're just gonna complain about how cold it is in that hotel with the ice. And I think the only thing they would like is the sliding on the ice, but the weather would just, like the temperature would just kill them.
Yeah, it's you do it within 10 to 15 minutes, so it's not that bad, and it's fun. So
That's good, that's good.
and then we, like she said, we do gifting. What about you, Susan?
Well, we usually have, our tradition is that we open our gifts on December 25th,
Okay.
Coming from the grandparents and from Santa. And then on January 7th, we give the kids our presents as well, so that they have it twice. And so they really love that. But this year, we're still doing it twice, but instead of doing it Christmas morning, we're actually gonna do it at midnight, December 25th. Now that most of them are aware of Santa, or, you know, the whole Santa thing. So
Right.
we're excited. But we always spend, our parents always come, both of our parents, Jimmy's parents, my husband, and my parents, and we eat together. We watch some videos from like Santa to the kids when they believe, but we're still gonna do it. We figure we'll just keep up with the tradition. And then, you know, have some like fasting hot cocoa and kind of hang out, and then everybody kind of goes to bed, or except for me and Jimmy try to set up everything for the kids in the morning. But this year now we have a feeling they're not going to make it till midnight, but we'll wake them up just so they can open their presents.
Right, nice.
So we're excited about that. And then January 6th
Why
we go to
did
church.
you decide to do that? The excitement?
Yeah, I mean, well, we told the kids, we told the oldest about Santa, and then the second oldest found out, and then we said, you know what, let's just tell them all, because they were, you know, they were hearing from everybody that it wasn't real anyway. So we're like, you know, we'll just tell them. And our youngest,
How old are they now?
Emily's gonna be 11 on December 27th.
Okay.
And Layla's 9, David is 7, and Sylvia's 4.
So
we
they're still
told
young.
them, yeah. We told our 4-year-old,
how did
but
they take
it's
it?
not registering.
How did they say?
Our oldest was the saddest. She was not happy at all. She was like, why did you tell me? And I was like, I just don't want the kids making fun of you, because everybody keeps saying it to you, and you're like, is it true, is it not? So we decided to just tell you. But she's like, I still believe anyway. But she knows the truth, because like the presents have been going under the tree early. She's like, why are you doing this to me? So, but you know, they're excited anyway, because as long as they get their presents, I think they're good. Right. They're good.
Do you want to say something about that?
Yes,
I know you do.
oh my gosh.
I know you
so
do.
I have known that Santa was not real for the longest time. And my cousins, they're like, if you believe, you receive. And I'm like, okay.
That's in God, not in Santa.
Yeah, no, because if you think about it, people in the movies and everything, they say, oh, Santa can perform miracles, and he can heal people, and he can do this. But when you think about it, the only person that can do all those things is Jesus. So when they really like, and for everything, I mean, society, they have substitutes, like the Easter Bunny and
Oh yeah,
Santa.
yeah. We never did
for
the Easter Bunny.
Jesus. Like, when you think about it, all the substitutes, they just go back to Jesus. So, and like, that's what, like, Christmas for people, they're celebrating Santa, or they're celebrating the Easter Bunny, but we should be celebrating Jesus.
The
So
birth
when
of
you think
Christ.
about it, there is really a connection between them. But like, society has the fake view and we have the real view. And the problem is, society today, it's so hard to like bring people to like realize that. And I've always, like, when I grow up and I have kids of my own and a family of my own, I will not let them believe in Santa.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if they believe in the true story of Saint Nicholas, it's great. It's a commemoration of one of our saints of the church, and you know what he did was great, and he fought for the faith, which is great. But obviously, this new kind of dreamy fantasy way is probably not the best thing, especially because it does break their hearts when they find out the truth.
Disney-style Christmas, yes.
Right, right. So what do you think? Should we go and ask everyone around how they celebrate Christmas and see if they have any similar traditions to ours or different?
Absolutely.
And then we'll come back and discuss what we find out.
Let's do it.
All right.
So, Todd, tell us, how do you celebrate Christmas?
So usually we go up to Boston, you know, the three of us, and we'll go celebrate it with my family up there. We have a ritual where we all have a nice brunch at the house.
Okay.
And then visit some family later in the day.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Are you big on gifting?
We are. Yeah,
yes?
we are, especially with a little one now.
Well, on Christmas Eve, we go to my church's candlelight service. And then Christmas Day, me and my husband and our 2 kids wake up at our house, spend a little, just kind of have a slow, nice morning, and then we head over to my parents' house and spend the rest of the day there. So
Great.
lots of family, my grandparents are there, and my brother and his wife and their kids are there, so.
Oh, that's really great. Well, I like that you do go to church, especially because we're filming for a Christian youth channel, so to hear that someone's going to church is really good.
Yes,
so
we
is that
do.
something you've done since you were really young, just always go to church on Christmas Eve and then go and celebrate with the family afterwards?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
I'd say so.
So you do celebrate the season, you're not worried about saying happy holidays, you're a Merry Christmas type of
Right,
person?
right, yeah.
That's really good to hear.
In the morning, I'm getting together with my boyfriend, a couple of my friends, and we're going to be celebrating Christmas together. We're going to go out of town.
Very nice.
And we're going to go eat dinner, and we're going to go, I believe, to Orlando. We're going to go see some lights and things like that.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's going to be simple but really fun.
We have a big family. We get together. We have Italian food. We're up all night eating and having a good time and being merry.
I mean, I think pretty standard stuff like, Christmas tree, spend time with the family, open presents, that kind of stuff.
Right, right. Do you do anything unique or something like maybe from another country, or are you like American born? Do you have any international?
I mean, I've lived in the Caribbean for a while, but that's still technically America, so.
Do they do anything unique for Christmas?
Well, they don't have Christmas trees down there, so you usually put like Christmas lights on like a palm tree or something like that, right? Because there's no Christmas trees or anything down there. It's a little bit different. They sing, instead of Merry Christmas, it's like Feliz Navidad in Puerto Rico and stuff like that. But it's not really. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Same concept, gifts and all that sort of stuff.
A lot of traveling to go visit family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers.
What's a special tradition for Christmas from your childhood?
It was baking cookies.
Yes? You like to bake?
Yes, I love baking. We used to, whenever we got done with putting up the Christmas tree and the lights, everything outside, my parents would go into the kitchen and we'd pick out a recipe my grandma had, and we typically, we just made cookies, any kind of cookie.
Nice. Yeah, we would always, actually, recently, we started opening gifts Christmas Eve night.
Oh, instead of Christmas morning?
Instead of Christmas morning.
Okay.
That was just like about 4 years ago we started that. The excitement was too much.
Okay, you couldn't wait. You just could not wait until the next
Christmas
day.
Eve night, yeah.
Very nice.
Just
Very
the
nice.
adults though, the kids
Just the
do
adults.
Christmas morning.
Yeah, just the adults.
Yes. Do you guys go to church at all on Christmas, or Christmas Eve, or Christmas Day?
Yeah, so we would go to a Catholic church on Christmas Eve.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
My parents' neighborhood every year, they set up luminaires every year for one night only. Usually think it's the last Sunday before Christmas. And from what I remember, it's supposed to light the way for the nativity, for the Christmas nativity. So everyone just sets out just little bags of lights on their sidewalks.
Nice.
And just lights them once the evening hits.
What does Christmas really mean to you?
Christmas to me, well, generic. It's the people you love. It's a time where, a lot of people who are busy in life, you guys don't really see each other, especially when you're working, and as you get older, you lose touch with friends.
Right.
So Christmas is that time that you actually get to see the people.
You get together with the people that you love and care about.
Yeah, I mean, not see them the whole year, and then it's around Christmas time, you actually get to make that time to see them.
Being happy, spending time with your loved ones, enjoying the company of others, and just celebrating with lots of goodwill.
So how do you also spend the day just celebrating the birth of Christ?
My mom usually cooks a big breakfast. As we open presents, we take a lot of time opening presents. They like to do one at a time and not just like, you know, everybody all at once.
Right.
So, yeah. So my parents like to see each person open their gifts, so that usually takes a long time because there's a lot of us. And then we usually like go on a walk around the neighborhood, or go drive and look at lights.
Right.
But yeah, just kind of a relaxing day.
That's really
nothing
good.
Crazy.
That's good, and that's wonderful. Well, I really like that you've incorporated, I guess, celebrating the birth of Christ. You're going to church. You kind of have a nice, like, it seems like more mellow where you are opening one present at a time. Not everyone is like depressed after that like rip roar of everything. So that's really great news.
It is a very commercialized day. We are a Christian family, but we don't really incorporate any of that into Christmas.
Oh yeah, okay. Do you ever plan on doing that, or not so much?
Maybe in the future, it depends.
I don't know whether or not you want to consider Christmas a religious holiday, considering it's based off Saturnalia, which is a pagan holiday that was passed along in the early portion of the late antiquity when Christianity was attempting to spread into the Gallic regions and Germanic regions of Europe, right? So they basically merged the two. Same thing with the Celtic cross, that's the rising of the sun.
I've heard that, but then I've also seen in the works of Hippolytus, I think he wrote a sermon on Daniel, and it was actually like 150 years or before any of the pagan traditions. So it actually shows that, and he mentioned December 25th, even though in Egypt it was celebrated May 7th at that time. So it was before any of the pagan holidays, and so it kind of shows that they didn't start around the same time and they weren't trying to merge it.
It's possible. I'm no theologian. I just remember reading about it. They're talking about the, bringing in the sheep and things like that, which is more consistent with springtime for possibly the birth of Jesus, right? But they're just trying to get people into Christianity. So at the time there was this big thing. That's where the Yule log comes from. That's an actual German tradition to burn a bunch of trees because they believed in that sort of stuff. But I don't think there's any bad thing about talking about Jesus or anything like that. I mean, he was a solid guy, right? So you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can totally incorporate it. You don't have to have a special reason to incorporate it. The fact that Christmas literally means the Christ's Mass is fine with me, right? Like, I don't have any anti-religious views or anything like that. I just don't know if it's specifically.
It's not something that you incorporate on that day. You're just more. It's about spending time.
It's more
with
time
family.
spending with the family. Although I think the underlying values are still there. I think, or should be there. I'd hope. Right?
Yeah, you would hope. What are you hoping to get this year?
I'm just hoping to get my family together.
Oh, that's really good.
And a couple of pairs of pants.
So we came back and we talked to a bunch of people about Christmas and their traditions and how they incorporate Christ in their merriment and celebration. And what did you guys find out? Any fun people?
Actually, it was kind of not surprising, but
Enlightening.
And it makes me feel so special, to be honest with you. I feel like, so we've talked to all these people. No one mentioned Jesus. No one mentions the real meaning of Christmas. I mean, yeah, I appreciate everybody talked about family, spending time with family or giving gifts, but where is the real meaning of Christmas? What does Christmas really mean? And we're different when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And I really owe this to our church, because our church, I feel like our church takes every opportunity to really teach us about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and every little thing.
I agree.
That really makes us very special.
It's true. I mean, every reading that we're doing every Sunday is leading up to the Incarnation, and the Incarnation is our focus, but we're also discussing about Saint Mary and her visit from the angel, and Saint Elizabeth with being pregnant with Saint John. So, I mean, we are completely engulfed in the birth of Christ and the incarnation of God. And yeah, it's true. Whenever I met with someone, I mean, I did meet with a few people who said that they go to church, but there was nothing that there was nothing Christ-centered, nothing about Christ really. They do go to, some people went to church, but a lot of their things were, eating, visiting with family, and that's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
I did ask someone about how he incorporated Christ, and he came up and told me about, well, Christmas it's a pagan holiday that celebrated this, and I tried to explain to him, I'm actually no, if you go back to Saint Hippolytus's sermon or contemplation on Daniel, he talks about the celebration of the birth of Christ, and this is 150 years before the pagan celebration. So, I mean, he was still like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with putting Christ in Christmas. It is Christ's Mass, but he did seem a little bit like, oh, well, I'm not a theologian. Yet some people are so, I'm not saying he's a skeptic, I think he's a Christian, but they're so quick to jump on the bandwagon that everything is like kind of like, oh, it's commercial, it's not real, we're just doing it in a commercial way. But no, we're not. We are celebrating the incarnation of God, and there's nothing wrong with celebrating the birth and the resurrection.
Yeah.
You know, every single day.
One of the traditions that we have on Christmas Day that I forgot to tell you earlier is that we always try to have a cake and we sing happy birthday to Jesus.
Oh, that's really nice.
Just kind of like to remind the kids that, you know, this is what we're actually celebrating today.
And I think it's really kind of upsetting to me because I really didn't expect that many people not to say that. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I did expect it, but I didn't. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't happen because to me, like, again, like I said before, this society, like, in Christmas to this society isn't what it is to us, and it's kind of, it's actually, it's pretty sad that almost all of society is not really, it's not getting, it's not getting the full, it's not, like, they don't know the truth, but they don't know any better, and I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah. So, did you see any traditions that were kind of similar? I know there were some people that we asked, like we met some Serbians, but we couldn't record them. They didn't want to. But their celebration, their Orthodox, their celebration is on January 7th as well, which I thought, wow, we found somebody. Usually it's a Greek Orthodox or Russian, but we found Serbian Orthodox, and he just kept saying, January 7th, come back to me January 7th. We celebrate January 7th, and we were like, us too. Yeah. I don't know if he believed it or not, but. I don't know. It was good to find someone else January 7th. I don't know what their traditions are. They didn't really want to get put on camera, but they did talk to us a little bit.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas, everyone, watching Grapevine and CYC. Come back and join us again for our next episode.